Welcome, Rogue. How's your week been?
Pretty quiet.
As
How about yours?
pretty warm right now. It's crazy
Mhm.
in the Netherlands, so no bow tie for me. I like a simple picture today.
Mhm.
But we have some amazing topics to talk about again. First of all, the community smash. Then we will follow up with the orders and leadership, ASP rework, loot boxing games, and Affleck's special anchor, as requested by Lollipopman. Let's start with the community smash. Have you ever participated in a community smash, DheRogueWolf?
No, I've actually watched one or two though. They are pretty interesting, but that kind of thing really isn't what I'm in the game for.
No, okay. Again, to explain to the other guys, what is it exactly? It's a 240 versus 240 event on the Jaeger servers, and it includes both land warfare as well as air warfare, tanks and stuff. And they try to balance the teams as much as possible. So what they will do, they accept also outfit groups, so whole groups, and they try to balance the skill a bit. So it's a pretty interesting event. It shows how big an event can be in Planetside. Pretty nice. It will be happening on the 13th of July, and the sign up will close in approximately 2 weeks, the 13th of June. I will leave for the YouTube video a link in the description. However, there's like a Discord and you have to go over there if you wanted to participate. So that's pretty cool. More like a
Anybody
small.
interested in that, get in. Because
Yes.
that kind of thing can be pretty frantic. I've seen some things come right down to the wire in the smashes.
I also don't think it lasts too long, like an hour or two, so it doesn't cost
Yeah, it's
like a
not
whole
something.
day. No.
Yeah, it's not something you got to put half your day into.
Were you there when the world record smash happened?
No, I did see videos of it though.
Okay. A long
That
time ago.
was amazing, I gotta say. Also laggy, but
Yeah.
breaking world records, that's gonna happen.
I like the hype around such an event. That's the best part, I think.
Mhm.
But okay. Small topic. The next one is slash order and leadership. I was actually kind of hoping that Shades was here for that one, so
Yeah.
let's skip for now that one. We can always come back
Okay.
to that one. ASP rework, and this is a rather strange topic because apparently during the dev stream, it shortly mentioned they're going to rework the ASP system, so you don't get too attached to your current setup with ASP. You also don't have ASP, right? So
No.
we're not both really experienced over here, but they're going
Yeah.
to maybe add some new things, maybe more balanced stuff or more stuff for the. For example, the engineer right now has not the best ASP things, I guess. They will try to look into that as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I would like to see more options in that. There are a couple classes I've seen where it just doesn't really seem like it's adding much, and then there's a couple classes where it seems it's just completely changing them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. As long as they maybe do like this ASP, what is it? Reset, so you can choose your options again.
Yeah.
That would be nice for a lot of people because you can't try it out, and so when you make the decision, it's more like, I hope this is a good decision.
Yeah. It's and there's no way to preview it either.
No, exactly. And you don't want to have like, especially if you have multiple characters, it takes so long to get ASP, so
Hmm.
it
Yeah,
just
that's
takes too
part of the
long.
reason I don't have ASP. I haven't reached BR 100 on any of my characters yet, and I don't have a membership. So.
No, okay. What's your highest battle rank character?
I think my TR has hit around 80, and my other two characters are around the low to mid 60s.
Okay. But if you don't use membership, getting to 80 already takes forever, so can't blame you. Okay.
And it's only at 80 because I actually had a 6-month boost on it, so I just kind of played only that character for a while.
Yeah, what did you do during the double XP event? Did you also use your lower battle rank characters?
I generally just play whatever faction is the lowest population.
Ah, okay. Welcome, Samson, by the way. Let's look at the next one. This is more like a discussion, so I think this is a better topic for now. Loot boxes in games. I put up a video not long ago talking about the Planetside Arena leaks, and there are some voices going right now that Planetside Arena will be a free-to-play game. However, of course,
I find that very likely.
Yeah, I think the majority of people thinking that that will be the case. But of course, there needs to be a way to make money, and well, they talked about crates in the game files, and that might potentially lead into loot crates or loot boxes. You just give the animal a name.
Yeah.
And yeah, loot boxes are not always as popular as I think the developers hoped it should be. Have you played a game with loot boxes, TheRogueWolf?
No. I have played Warframe, which a lot of people will point out as being one of the best examples in the industry of how to run a free-to-play game.
Mm-hmm.
And while they have made missteps in the past, I generally agree with them. I mean, there's no loot boxes. They're just, you can basically buy anything directly. There's no gambling, and that's really what I consider loot boxes to be, is gambling.
Yeah, because you pay and you hope to get like a good item or good skin, and the chances are just very low to get like the best ones.
Yeah.
They keep paying and keep paying to hope to get that one final amazing skin or whatever. I played a little bit of CSGO, and in CSGO you had this chest system, and you could buy keys for those chests, and keys were not always that expensive, ranging from €1 to I think like 10, depending on the chest you bought. And yeah, this was a whole spectacle when you opened the chest and you were hoping for like this skin or this graffiti, and then often you ended up getting this very disappointing item. That it really, like, it sets your mind to buying more and more until you get like something good. And then you also see those success stories from some people, because there are sometimes you can get lucky, you know.
Yeah, there are some people. I've seen a few videos, including one guy doing that CS:GO, and he just got like I think it was a gold quality item out of nowhere, and like almost immediately sold it on the Steam marketplace for some ridiculous amount of money. I can't remember how much.
Yeah, actually, I got a friend, a real life friend, and he got like a butterfly knife, and it is like worth $400, and yeah, he sold it also.
Yeah. I think the worst example of loot boxes to me is when it's exclusive to the loot boxes. You can't get it any other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be more acceptive of loot boxes if there was like, you could buy the item outright, or for a smaller fee you could get like a chance at it. You'd probably more people doing it then.
What if they had like this loot box skin or cosmetic that you could also get by grinding, for example, certain directive? Would that be acceptable to you if you can't buy it with like real money?
A way to earn it in the game, as long as it's not like ridiculously prohibitive, that'd be good too.
That was one of the problems with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Also had loot boxes, and yeah, you could get Dark Vader, but you had to play like for 2,000 hours, which is not. Nobody does that, right? Or
no, nobody's going.
It happens, but
there are some people who will grind that hard for it, but mostly people are probably just going to pull out the wallet, and generally that's what that kind of system is aimed towards, to make it so ridiculously labor intensive that it's just easier to put the money in.
Yeah. Also thinking right now about Star Wars Battlefront, because that's actually a pay-to-play game. That's even worse.
Yeah, they were double dipping on that one. Full price AAA game, and then they put all those microtransactions in it. I mean, I'd been saying for a while they were going to hit a point where they were just going to get too greedy, and people were going to finally get fed up, and that was kind of the tipping point right there.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing like across the world, there's a lot of nations that are looking into it, saying, you know, this might be gambling. Maybe we should regulate it.
It's a good thing, especially because it often aims at children or underage people.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it. And in the mobile section, especially, there are a lot of games out there that are just basically designed to siphon your wallet, and they're generally aimed towards kids.
If you're an adult, I don't really mind what you do with your money, but especially for kids, they don't often know what they're doing. Especially right now, money is very digital.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, I had like this pig, and I put like $1 or like €1 every time in it when I was like saving up money, and I could really see and hold my money, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt the value of it. But right now, you go to PayPal, you go to whatever paying system you have, and you just transfer the money, and
Yeah.
it's away, it's gone.
Yeah, and to add on to that, there's like another layer of abstraction in that you're buying like in-game currency, like bits or
Yeah.
Daybreak Cash or platinum or ISK or what have you. And that it's never like a one-to-one equivalency. It's like $8 for 1,400 or something like that, and it like provides another like layer of what's the word I'm looking here for? It's basically just like it's making it almost not Microsoft, like monopoly money.
Yeah.
Monopoly money it's
Yeah.
making it like.
Feels so fake because often you can also
Yeah.
earn those kind of monies by just
Hmm.
playing the game.
Yeah.
But
But it'll almost never be a whole lot.
you mentioned ISK. Is that the currency from Eve Online?
Yeah, you got it.
And I know that game is also free to play. How did
Hmm.
they make money? Also loot boxes, or can you buy ships?
Uh, it's been so long since I've played it, and I never actually uh put any money into any of the monetization. It is a subscription fee,
Okay.
and you can trade the ISK in game for real world money too, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's crazy. So you can actually earn money.
Yeah. There are
Okay.
people who like run corporations and they can actually make a profit off of it.
Okay, that's interesting. In that case, I'm all in for those loot boxes.
Mhm. Well,
But
yeah, that's just in-game currency. There's no kind of loot boxes in Eve
no,
at
okay,
all.
I see. But right now in Planetside 2, I consider this also as a kind of a loot box, the implant system. What do
Yeah,
you think about it? Is it?
I have not spent a single dollar or cert on the implant packs at all. All I will do is I will just get my
Mhm.
implants and ISO out of alerts, and then I'll just if I have extra implants, I'll convert those to ISO and then build implants that I'm looking at. But yeah, I'm not buying any. I've seen so many videos of people trying to get anything useful out of those packs and just nothing.
Yeah, I saw like a few weeks one. He put in like 30,000 certs and he got nothing special.
Hmm.
Shame actually.
Yeah,
But well, it's also part of the end game, I think, because
yeah,
after a while you don't have anything to spend the certs on. Then you can start throwing away certs.
yeah. I think that was the angle for the ASP system too. It's for people who like, what do you give the guy who have everything? Just give him something else to spend all that on.
And just imagine you're playing this game for 7 years already. It's I know enough people actually that pretty much unlocked everything, so
Yeah.
they're building more characters, or I don't know. So.
The thing is, I've been playing since release, but like never that intensely, and I've never actually hit the cert cap. I mean, the highest I've got, I think, is on my VS character at around 7,100. I'm not even getting close to hitting that cap yet,
Okay.
and it's I'll unlock a new weapon when I RX the one I'm focusing on. I don't really go into too much with anything else. I mean, I haven't spent any certs on aircraft or other vehicles or anything like that. So I'm wondering how much are they playing the game where they've got everything unlocked and they're still like banking thousands of certs. So it's
Well,
a little overwhelming to me.
if you got like a membership and you have those boosters
Yeah.
actively going on the whole the time,
Hmm.
it can work. I think like that.
Yeah.
Do you know Pierre Kida?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Okay, actually, he's a Canadian player. He streams also, and he has just he's also above in the leaderboards. He's just a very good player. He does construction, flying. I think he has near 100,000 Liberator kills with the Delton.
Wow.
So once you go until those amounts of kills, you you start to build up some money. That happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit harder when you only play infantry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The only thing that I'm thinking about right now is that the implant system did apparently make a lot of money for Daybreak games. So
Yeah.
there are people very interested in just buying implants with real life cash.
Mhm. No,
Might be,
yeah,
yeah.
there was something I was going to say earlier that when you said when adults spend their money, that's okay. I'm kind of a little worried about that too because there are people with gambling problems that are really easily trapped in that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'll admit that I have an addictive personality myself, so I really have to measure what I'm looking at and be careful how I spend money. Generally, I'm pretty good at it after a few mishaps earlier in my life. But yeah, there are a lot of people who are not the best at impulse control, and I almost said implant control there.
Implant control.
Yeah, but yeah, it needs to be kind of balanced to where if you've got like a responsible adult who doesn't have issues with that, okay, they can spend their money how they want, but have to be careful about how others can get pulled into it.
This is more like an ethical problem. Should game
Yeah,
companies be that responsible for their players? I would say yes, but
I'd rather they would, but there are people who take up just the caveat emptor, let the buyer beware.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and in the Netherlands, if they put out something system like that, they need to have like this warning in the game. Actually,
Hmm.
that's new legislation. I think it will be passed this in the coming months. And in Belgium, it's actually just completely prohibited to do that. So it's
Hmm.
over here they take it very seriously.
Mhm. Over
Yeah.
here, it varies widely by state. There's a lot of states over here where certain types of gambling are just flat out illegal, uh, and other states have like New Jersey, Nevada, where they've got like casinos,
Yeah.
and they handle it completely differently. So it's kind of a weird mismatch over here. I do know there have been a couple of states that have had like governors talking about it, and I think recently somebody introduced a bill in the federal government, but I don't think that really has much of a chance of going anywhere.
I mean, we're talking right now about the implementation in Planetside Arena. This is complete speculation.
Hmm.
There's no clues so far that it actually will happen. Only some minor words that might imply it will happen. So, but yeah, just what else are the options? How else can they make money?
Well, customization.
Customization, that's a good
That's a
one.
big one.
Battle passes. That happens with
Yeah, but for what?
Fortnite. Yeah,
Yeah.
also for cosmetics then.
Hmm. I'm I'm kind of biased against season passes because a lot of times they're just selling a promise, and we've seen companies before that have broken those promises.
Yeah, I felt like the Apex Legends season pass was really disappointing. So
Yeah, one of the YouTubers I follow, Drax Gaming, he goes into Apex a lot, and I was
uh
watching him play, and I saw a lot of the rewards he was getting, and I was thinking, was this really worth it? And he agreed with me that a lot of it was pretty disappointing.
talk about Drax Gaming. Didn't he do like Planetside content before?
He does on occasion still, but it's not
Oh,
his main
okay.
focus anymore.
Okay, so he's more like a variety YouTuber.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's taken up Black Desert Online a lot recently.
Okay. I'm not into that game, so I don't know a single thing about it.
Mhm.
No, but cool. Um, we're talking about something. I forgot the topic. Oh yeah, season passes. Yeah, I've only mainly played PUBG, and PUBG has a good implementation of season passes. They've got this free track where you can just play and earn some basic cosmetics,
Mhm.
and they have a paid track, and then you earn the cool cosmetics basically.
Yeah, I'm generally okay with cosmetics. I mean, they don't really affect the play of the game. They don't give anybody any real advantage, except maybe on occasion, like there'll be like a good camouflage that help people like blend into the background better. Maybe that
Hmm.
might be an exception. Um, Other than that, though, I'm generally okay with it.
Do you have problems right now with the camouflage they sell on Planetside too?
The only camouflage I've ever seen cause any problems is a giraffe one, because a lot of people use it to disguise as like NC, and then just wade into the crowd, and nobody will have a clue what's going on because it basically looks like an NC camo.
Oh, actually, I use it pretty often, but only on indoor.
Hmm.
So I should try that. I should try that. Just
Yeah.
infiltrate the NC.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I mean, Planetside 2 generally does a pretty good job with cosmetics. I mean, there's the camos, there's the armors, voice packs. It's a pretty decent variety, and of course horns, because Planetside 2 is paid a hunk.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm also thinking right now, because they sell the all access membership.
Hmm.
I'm only thinking, how could they implement something like that for the Battle Royale and a Team Deathmatch game?
Hmm.
They also use it for EverQuest, so I think it's possible. And H1Z. No, I didn't think H1Z1 actually used the all access membership.
Yeah, I don't think it's included in that anymore.
Have you ever
Or
played
was it ever, really?
H1Z1, by the way?
No, that's not really my preferred genre. A lot of that boils down to, like, it's more PvP than PvE,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where you can get easily stomped on by more experienced players.
Well, Planetside 2 is purely PvP, right?
Yeah, but it's a little different that way, and then there's more of a crowd, and it's a lot more focused on like experience and map knowledge than it is on what gear you get. I mean, in H1Z1 and games like that, uh, if you know where the good stuff is and go right to it, you're going to have an absolute advantage over somebody with just starting equipment, because you don't have any. They'll find maybe a knife or like a Makarov pistol or something like that, or whatever they have in there,
Yeah.
and somebody's sitting like half a mile away with a semi-automatic sniper rifle, pop in the head the instant they approach like what looks like a stash of gear.
Yeah, you often see also a big skill gap in these games as well.
Hmm.
I'm still thinking about the all access membership, how they could implement that as well to make money. But I'm not there at
Yeah.
games. They need to they need to make their own ways to make money in the game.
Hmm.
The only thing is that I'm thinking if we ever want to see like a Planetside 3,
Mm.
Planetside Arena needs to be a big hit. Otherwise they will never
Yeah.
be able to pay for something like that. I actually had a discussion not long about the Planetside 2 release, because I don't think that Planetside 1 was such a big success. I mean, was a good amount of players, but nothing that huge. I think actually
Yeah.
they took like the gamble to release a game like Planetside 2
Hmm.
back
I
in the
mean, I'll be
days.
perfectly honest. I'd never heard of Planetside 1 until Planetside 2 rolled around.
Yeah. Well, the big company behind it back then was Sony, of course, and Sony was releasing the new PlayStation. They had this Sony Online Entertainment part of the company. They had
Hmm.
lots amount of money, and they could actually gamble a little bit, because they can also take, for example, the income from their PlayStation division or whatever.
Yeah, they did have the backing, so they could take the risk, but risks really aren't the domain of AAA publishers anymore.
No, sometimes you still do. Apex was a risk, I think.
Hmm.
Who is
Well,
Rogue
Apex
Wolf?
was. Who am I? That's a good question. Sometimes I ask that myself. Who am I? I am a longtime Planetside 2 player, content creator, and recently released a new player guide if anybody's interested in that. And can easily be found on YouTube just by searching my name here. Any questions, you feel free to ask.
If you can't find him on YouTube himself, you can also go to my community tab on YouTube on Fable 1, and you will also find the exact beginner guide. So,
And
easy.
what did I do? My lawyer has advised me not to answer that question. No, I'm just kidding. You have to be more specific than that. What did I do? I'm not. I won't say I'm a famous. I'm not some big YouTube content producer. I'm just one of the many.
At least you're an experienced gamer, yeah. Let's keep it to
Hmm.
that. Let's keep it to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I am definitely an old school gamer. I played Pac-Man back when it was new.
Pac-Man. Damn.
Pac-Man. Hangman is a little bit before my time.
Hangman. We still play that from time to time.
Hmm.
That's the guy with the you have to guess the letters, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking right now because yeah, their game is so small and they had a lot of failures. I mean, they bought this game DC Universe, I think.
Mm, DC Universe Online, I think that
Yeah,
was.
that one.
Yeah.
Is that a success? No, not really, I think.
Mm-mm.
Very small. Like the Planetside, a very small audience.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of a big license to get their hands on.
Yeah, especially if they just release like movies like Aquaman and stuff. So I think DC Universe is
Mhm.
also growing like Marvel does.
DC Universe, the movies have not really hit the success levels that the Marvel ones have. Uh, yeah, a lot of people have complained that they're like a bit too like grimdark and dour, kind of a lot less fun to watch. I kind of gave up watching superhero movies a long time ago. So,
Well, Batman is pretty good,
mm.
right?
um, some of the more recent ones kind of didn't do as well. I think was Ben Affleck the last person who portrayed
Oh,
Batman? I'm
is
not a
it?
big fan of his
No,
either.
I wouldn't.
Uh, I don't think a lot of the problems with the movie came from him so much as the writing.
No, that's true as well. But if I think about like the Joker as well, I think about the guy that passed away. What's the
Heath
name?
Ledger, yeah.
Yes,
Hmm.
amazing actor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was an absolute surprise in that role. I was blown away. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah. No, well, okay. There's another expansive license they have to buy, and then
Mhm.
they have all those small games in their portfolio. And they had the H1Z1, which sounded quite promising,
Mhm.
but no, it's not going to happen. I think.
Yeah, I think we discussed that in an earlier video. Primarily it was because they kind of split it off into the battle royale and then the zombie survival, and that probably was not the best move.
I don't know. I think it was the move at the time.
Mm.
I don't know what went wrong. I think the competition was just better at the time. They
Yeah,
didn't.
it was that was in the fairly early days of battle royale's emergence there,
Mhm.
really. So I can't say they missed the boat. It was more that they just kind of didn't really handle the the transition very well.
I mean, yeah, 40,000 concurrent players at a certain time. That's pretty good for a game.
Hmm.
And I think H1Z1 was a pay-to-play game as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around like $30, so it wasn't like AAA prices, but you did have to buy it.
Yeah, and they also went free-to-play right now, I think.
Yeah, eventually they just had to.
So I kind of was thinking when I heard about Planetside Arena they were going to do the same route. But I think they learned from their mistakes right now, so direct
Hmm.
free-to-play release. I
Yeah,
I
I
also
think
yeah.
Apex really was a slap in the face to Planetside Arena. It just kind of shook everything up
Oh,
with
definitely.
how big it exploded, which is kind of funny because now there are people complaining about that kind of stagnating too.
The thing is, you got a free-to-play game like Fortnite, and Fortnite brings out new content every week. They got
Hmm.
I think 200 employees working on the game every week on only on Fortnite, just to bring new content weekly or monthly, whatever.
Yeah, that does come with its own downside though, because there have been reports of serious crunch time and people having to work a lot of overtime involuntarily.
Yeah, but crunching in gaming companies is also a problem. It happens also
Hmm.
at Rockstar, I heard, or also at
Hmm.
the release of Anthem, Bioware.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been a really bad problem in the industry for a while, and I think it's only just now getting some attention because people are talking about it. But it used to be just like an accepted thing, like, oh well, when the game's getting ready to launch, you got to crunch, you got to do the
yeah.
100-hour work weeks. And unfortunately, gamers have been a little bit too complacent about that until recently, and that's kind of upset me.
I also get it though a little bit, because if you look at the team of Planetside,
Mm-hmm.
they don't often work during the weekends. And when a server does something strange, we had like a past weekend, we had like this unstable map, didn't
Mm-hmm.
stabilize, was actually in an unplayable state for a whole day.
Yeah.
And these days we expect as gamers, from all the other titles as well, that something like that gets fixed within a few hours. We're kind of spoiled, I think, as well. And having such a small team, I think they also need to work at during the weekends a little bit. You know, just check out how the servers are doing. Or
It would be nice if they could find at least a couple of like part-time technicians who could handle the weekend stuff.
yeah,
But
I worked at an internet provider, and we also always had like, okay, the client service desk was closed during the weekends,
mm,
but we also always had like technicians ready in case there was something happening.
yeah, like on call basically.
On call, basically, yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know what they can do from home, so I don't know if we can reset like the Amsterdam servers from over there, from their home. Maybe.
Let's see. Movker Twitch says, to be fair, EA told BioWare they wanted the game 8 years before Anthem's release, and BioWare started working on it 16 months before. Yeah, it is. It really surprised me how little of Anthem's problems came from EA. I mean, I was expecting them to be the big bad in all of it, and it turned out a lot of it was BioWare's fault.
Why did it start working 60 months before then? They knew
And
8 years before.
yeah, I mean, that unfortunately is a little too common in the industry. I don't know if you're familiar with Aliens Colonial Marines.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, that was produced by Gearbox, who does the whatchamacallit, the Borderlands
Borderlands,
games.
yeah.
And apparently they took a lot of money that Sega had given them to develop it and used that on their other games, and they kept putting Colonial Marines on the back burner. And then farmed it out to another developer to get it finished in time, and it was just an absolute mess. I mean, it's basically the poster child of lying trailers.
So yeah, false advertising for Colonial
Right.
Marine.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair though, I've been watching the real trailer for Planetside too.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like the real game is, so
Yeah, but the
it
thing is,
happens.
that was like a pre-rendered CGI trailer. It wasn't trying to be representative of actual gameplay. And for Colonial Marines, they actually build it as in-engine in-engine gameplay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad
Mm-hmm.
practice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's thundering right now. The weather in the Netherlands is
Sure.
completely going crazy.
Yeah, we just had a thunderstorm roll through here a couple hours ago.
Yeah, it's because it's so humid right now, and it's also very warm. So I'm not really a weather guy, but I know that's always the case.
Mhm.
Coming out on multiple platforms at the same time didn't help much either. Seems like the norm to do that nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, developing for multiple platforms isn't as bad as it used to be. It used to be like they were utterly different in pretty much every way you could imagine. And these days, consoles tend to be more of like cut down multimedia PCs. But still, there are differences you've got to account for. And if you're not willing to put in the time and develop teams specifically for each one, development's going to suffer.
But also it's a release thing, a marketing thing. You want to
Mhm.
release at one time on all platforms because that will make sure you have a stronger release. So we've got the same thing coming with Planetside Arena on PC and as well as PlayStation 4. So I hope that there will be a rather fluent release.
Mhm.
Gotta see though.
I have
Yeah.
heard news that they want to get the DirectX 11 update into the PS4. Is that true?
Yes. in
Okay,
June.
good. Good. I hope that helps him out because the PlayStation 4 is powerful for a console, but it's still a console, and you got less powerful hardware to account for.
The thing is, I still shooters on the PlayStation. I don't get it.
Mm.
I've been trying a bit of Battlefield on my Xbox before.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get the same aim, the same movement as on PC. So
Yeah, yeah, it's very much different, and it's very much different. My console days ended with the Nintendo 64, but first-person shooters definitely operated much differently than they do on the PC.
I mean, Mario could fire like a fireball. That's
Hmm.
no, but I don't know. I maybe one day like boy just a patient for to get to play on the side just to see how it works. But this consoles
I
are
can't
getting
say,
cheap though, very
yeah,
cheap these days.
yeah. I remember I think the PlayStation 3 released in the US for like $700, something like that.
Yeah, could be.
600 possibly. It was really thought of ridiculous, and that price did not last for terribly long, if I'm remembering correctly. Just nobody wanted to buy it.
But I think actually they often make a loss selling the hardware,
Yeah, and then
but
make
then
it up
they
through
get
the
sell
software.
games. Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you what, though, the most expensive console I can remember was the Neo Geo. The games for that console cost around $200 each.
The game?
They were huge cartridges. They had a lot of memory to them because they were really beautiful, well animated games with a lot of sprites to them. But you had to pay for it.
Was that console already in the 3D area era?
No, it was kind of a contemporary to the Super Nintendo and
Okay.
the Genesis. It was back in those days.
I sometimes watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he
Mm,
gets old consoles and old games.
yeah.
But I'm too young for this. My first console was the Game Boy Advance, or the Game Boy Color maybe.
Hmm.
So I still remember the black and white days as well.
Yeah. You gotta remember, I grew up on like Atari. For me, retro was the Magnavox Odyssey, where you would actually have to put like an overlay over your television screen to make a game out of it, because all it normally was like a dot on the screen that you control with a couple of dials.
And then you got like a ping pong game.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, sounds cool.
those were the days.
Yeah, actually, you have to appreciate how far we've come.
Oh, absolutely. This is all sci-fi to me. I'm playing like almost photorealistic games on a computer sitting on a freaking table next to me, and I can carry it around. That was unheard of when I was your age, literally.
It's so crazy, but also how games connect people.
Hmm.
I have visited some ops nights and some outfits, and how they can connect by going in game, talking over the internet using TeamSpeak or Discord, going together, making photos of each other like this. It's also almost like a military simulator sometimes. How they communicate.
Yeah.
It's special, definitely.
Hmm.
By the way, if there are any questions from the audience today, you're always welcome to post it in the chat. And if you don't have a question right now today, feel free to leave it in the Discord as well.
Hmm.
We got one today from Lollipop, and he asked about a certain thing. Lollipop mentioned that Affleck is one of the streamers that plays Planetside, but he also played competitive Planetside way back. And he has 200,000 kills on the Anchor. That is quite a time investment.
Hmm. The
uh,
Anchor's a good weapon, yeah, but wow, 200,000 is definitely saying something.
yeah, it's pretty insane. I've got the feeling after like 1,000 kills after Araximid, that I'm just done with a gun. I want to go with something else. But
Hmm.
if you're into those kinds of things, there's a special thing coming apparently, because to celebrate this event, getting 200,000 kills, Red is going to make a new skin. a new anchor skin. I don't know if it will be gold. I don't know if it will be. I don't know actually what it will be. Actually, a good question. It's still a surprise from Rel. But the question more or less from Lollipop was, why does Anchor Affleck get this special Anchor edition? Because he's not the first one getting 200,000 kills with a certain weapon or a certain vehicle. So why doesn't everyone get something special at reaching such an impressive goal?
I guess you've got to have like a certain social cachet. You've got to be popular in a certain way to get noticed by the devs that way.
Yeah,
I'll be
definitely.
perfectly honest. I've never heard of A Flick before, but I am not the biggest presence in the game either, and I don't physically go out looking for stuff like that.
No, but just to explain, he streams on Twitch regularly. I think he between 30 and 15 viewers most of the time. That's for our scene pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Planetside too, that's a fairly big audience.
Yeah, definitely. So what he does actually is that's free promotion. What he does, he plays the game regularly. He lets away some time for it, and of course, like you and me, we also put time in the game. We don't get maybe the same attention from the devs as we deserve. No, that's of course just a joke, but yeah, I think as well. It's just maybe the developers should be looking more into the community and also
would
to
be nice.
non-creators to also show to them, guys, you guys are all important to us, not only the content creators. But I think it's this creating this special weapon model alone is already, I think, a lot of work for Rel. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we can all get our own specific skins.
that will be cool though. What kind of weapon would you want a special skin for? What's your favorite gun in the game?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me let you answer it first while I think about that.
I would love to get an NS15 variant. That would be nice.
You like the NS weapons?
I have to. I'm a robot.
Oh yeah. I mean, you primarily play VS outside of that, right?
Yeah, if I can't get the NS15 variant, I want the HV45 one.
Ah, yeah, that one's a good one too. Uh, hmm. I'm gonna go with the Gauss Saw. I mean, my
Oh,
first character was NC, and I kind of like the way it rewards recoil control and fire discipline. So, yeah.
that's cool. By the way, Affleck is not the only one that got a special gun. Do you know the Derringer?
No, I don't.
He makes Planetside podcasts. He has done like I think over 200 right now. So he does like a weekly podcast, like we actually do.
Wow.
And he got his own Derringer pistol.
Oh.
And actually, he went this week. He went to the office in San Diego of Daybreak Games, and he actually got his own Araxium emblem as well because he spent over 1,160 hours podcasting about Planetside. So if you keep up this show for, let's say, another 1,000 hours, we can also get one maybe.
Yeah. Something to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah, something to look forward to. I mean, we need to grind as well over here. Not always easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think in the end, it's too much time, and if there were more people making weapons or creating weapon models than Rel, maybe then. But I would much rather have them make new weapons.
Oh, the thing is, you start to run out of niches for them to fill. And like I've said before that they're kind of going a little overboard with the faction traits and the gimmicks. A lot of them just really aren't enhancing the weapon so much as harming them, really.
Yeah. But on the other hand, if they don't do it, people will complain because this gun feels way too generic.
Yeah. There was a lot of complaints with the NS series coming out at all. A lot of people just wanted only faction specific weapons.
I don't know. I think that there's a big technical hurdle for them. because you switch pretty often. And let's say you have to buy all the guns as well. In the end, you would also end up just buying NS weapons, but because that's the only weapon you could play constantly.
Yeah. I definitely advise against ever really buying faction specific weapons with money, because unless you've got multiple characters of that faction on your account, you're not really getting your money's worth out of it.
I, in general, think that the weapons are very expensive.
Yeah.
Most of them start like at least $6. You translate into cash.
Yeah. Generally $6 to $10.
I mean, they do have nice package deals sometimes.
Yeah.
Right now,
I ended up
yeah.
getting the I once broke the rule by buying the chain gun, the TR. It's on sale for 199 daybreak cash.
Okay, that's
So,
like $2.
yeah.
It's doable. I'm in general against spending money in games, actually.
Yeah,
Planetside is really the first free-to-play game I actually spent money on.
that's good. I mean, I would like to have like membership, and I have had boosts in the past, but the problem I run into is that it starts making me feel pressure to play the game when
Mm.
I don't really want to, and then I start resenting the game. I mean, like I told you, I had a 6-month boost on my TR character, and after like a couple months, I was like, it was like almost battle fatigue. I didn't want to log in because I was kind of tired of playing, and then I ended up not playing for another month and a half.
I've got this golden rule for myself. If
Mhm.
I buy a game, I want to at least like if a game costs like €60, I want to play for at least 60 hours. So
Yeah,
every hour is like €1 for me.
yeah, that's not a bad thing.
And with Planetside, I spend it like 400 hours into the game, and I haven't spent a single dollar.
Mhm.
So I thought, yeah, okay, well, half a year is like €10 for me per month. That means €60 for half a year. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
And after that, we will see. I think €6 for a game is also my max. What I want to spend for games.
Mhm.
It is hard to make unique weapons that are also balanced. The solution is probably lots of different weapons type, with lots of counters to set weapons. However, this wouldn't be good for new players. Do you think that
Yeah,
all those different weapon types would be confusing for players?
it could be. Um, I've said before that I see a lot of people using the which one is it? The not the Tonto, the shotgun SMG. Which one is that?
The Tengu.
The Tengu. There we go. I've seen a lot of people try and use that as like a regular, like almost a carbine, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently they're really confusing, like how the weapon works. And that one's fairly straightforward. It's just a submachine gun that fires like shotgun pellets, basically. And having a whole lot of variety can kind of be counterproductive. I mean, it's good to have like a few weapons in each general niche that kind of stand out amongst each other. But when you start like when you start getting to the minute, like this submachine gun fires 50 more rounds per minute than this one, and that's like the only real difference. You're kind of getting really confusing. You're kind of like losing the whole point there, sort of.
To be honest, when I wasn't new, I didn't really look at the weapon stats. I just played and I tried them out. How did they feel?
Yeah,
I think the try out button is lovely in this game.
I would like
Apparently,
to see the trials last longer. Honestly.
I think half an hour is fine. I was playing with the Vandal. Yeah, NS Vandal. It's a semi-auto sniper rifle, basically. And I play for half an hour and I know, okay, this is not my gun. They're not going to buy it.
I think it depends. The problem with a half an hour is that sometimes it takes you that long just to find a good fight before you can even try the weapon.
Yeah, okay.
I
Disagree.
would like maybe 3 hours would be nice.
Hmm. Good one. The only thing which I kind of hated, you need to spend certs on getting like attachments for the guns. I
Yeah,
think.
You get it basically naked, and you have to pay for any kind of attachments for it.
So what I ended up doing was playing with a I played with a naked Vandal, and probably that ain't the best solution for the Vandal. It kind of worked
No.
though. Kind of worked.
One other thing, I'm not really a fan of the idea of hard counters. Like if you have gun A and I have gun B in a situation, then I automatically win. I mean, I've beaten submachine guns up close with a lasher, so I'm kind of I like soft counters are okay because like if you have a submachine gun in that situation, you're probably at an advantage, but you're not guaranteed to win. You still have to use skill
Yeah,
and
that's a good one actually. Guns need to have a certain versatility as well. Even with a
yeah.
sniper rifle, you could in theory win
Hmm.
against an SMG
Yeah.
if you have enough
I
skill.
mean,
That is.
if you can get those crosshairs on the head, yeah, you're gonna be able to pull it out.
But it's very hard, and also, therefore, also if you pull it off, it feels extra satisfying.
Hmm.
I mean that you definitely you remember this fight using your lasher against an SMG, and you're still proud of it, right? So
Oh yeah, I was smiling to myself, definitely.
yeah, cool. No, but I think the weapons are in general too expensive to buy with cash anyway. So,
Yeah.
but also that is, to me, the try it button is. I said this before in a video. uh, I see buying a weapon as buying something valuable. Like if you buy a car, you first do a test drive.
Yeah.
Generally, at least. So it's maybe a bit too. I mean, it's just a digital asset, you know. So you don't have to take
Hmm.
it that seriously. But if I buy a weapon, I buy it to Rexium it. So I want to play for it for at least an hour or 24, you know.
Hmm.
It's not only a certain investment, but also a time investment to me. So it needs to be a good or a fun gun at least.
Yeah, I generally kind of go through a rotation while I have like 4 separate weapons for different like situations and such.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I Araxium one of those, I'll swap it out for another that fills generally that same role.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, I've always got like something close range, long range, versatile, and anytime I finish one of them off, I can just swap out for a different one.
If you play, you don't play, for example, heavy for a whole day.
Oh no, no, no. I generally try to do play whatever the fight needs. I mean, if it needs a medic, I'll pull out my medic and like go for a short range assault rifle if the fight's up close. And if there's a lot of vehicles, I'll go engineer and I'll just bring whatever weapon's best for that situation.
Hmm.
I mean,
That's probably
sometimes
yeah.
if I like just get a bug in me where I just want to like put a lot of shots down range, and then I'll just go ahead and bring out the heavy with the LMG and go all day long.
I think that's the best way to play. I started playing only knife to get some
Uh,
directives done, and it just got me so frustrated.
yeah, I think it's a lot of the reason behind burnout in Planetside 2 is that a lot of people will just fixate on one play style
Hmm.
and they'll tire of it really quickly because the game is not structured to favor any one play style in every situation.
Apparently, accept the anchor because you can get 200,000 kills with it.
Well, some people have a lot more dedication than I do to a particular thing,
Yeah,
but
that's true as well. Yeah, dedication. Like Movka already mentioned it.
mhm.
No, but yeah, I don't know. Araxium to me, it is a grind, but it's a doable grind. But
It-
once
it's
you,
something it's something you really have to let happen organically. If you're just grinding away with nothing on your mind but Araxium weapon, it's really gonna get on you.
so far, I'm still alive, still playing, so
Mhm.
I can handle it. But what I do often is for example, when I use a medic weapon,
Mhm.
I go to a complete different class just after like 2 hours or something like that. To
Yeah.
try a completely different playstyle. For example, I go to Daimyo, do sniping instead, just put up on 12 times, relax a bit,
Hmm.
And after a while, I can go back to my NS11 to Erection, for example.
Yeah.
That's how I keep the game fresh for myself.
That's definitely a good way to go.
If you play, for how long of periods do you play? For 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Usually 1 to 2 hours. There was actually a time where I streamed for like 4.5 hours, and I honestly surprised myself doing that
Mm.
because generally I'll just start getting really fatigued with the game if I'm playing it for that long. But I was playing with other people, so that helps it along some. The solo sessions, though, I'll usually be like an hour to an hour and a half generally.
Yeah, the most op nights are generally also around that time. I'm sorry if you're hearing thunderstorms right now. It's going crazy. I used to do 12-hour Planetside 2 streams daily when I was unemployed.
Whew.
Ouch.
So the only thing I can do for 12 hours straight is sleep. That's it.
Sleep. I can't even do that.
Well, you see, I'm so far into sleep debt in my life that I'd have to be comatose till 2023 to pay it all off. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In that case. No, I normally do 4 to 5 hours of playing games and then I'm done as well.
Mhm.
But to be honest, Planetside is the only game I can play for multiple hours prolonged.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is because of the versatility in the game. There's so many
Mm,
different roles you can fill.
I think so as well. But I still need to get into construction. This is
Mm.
actually my next game plan, I think. I've got
Mm.
right now 8k certs. But it should be enough for some basic orbital strike, I guess.
Yeah, that should get you at least that.
Then I also need to get ant upgrades as well, so...
Hmm.
What a grind, what a grind.
Yeah.
And the double XP is over right now, so getting certs again is not as fast as it was.
No, afraid not. But they are fairly regular with double XP for members, and I'll be honest, they're fairly generous with them for non-members too.
We had the last month, I think, 2 quadruple XP events after the X11, so
Yeah.
I definitely can't complain, no.
Hmm.
But okay, I think we've come to the end of the Drop Podcast, number 16. If you have any questions, please let us know. If that's not the case, by the way, Brett New might be out for a few episodes, or maybe he's back for next week again. Chances are pretty big we're hosting it on my channel. So twitch.tv/Faber1, where you're watching right now. Drop a follow if you want to know more. Don't forget that. Do you have any plans for next week, TheRogueWolf?
Oh, nothing major here. How about you?
Major. Tomorrow I am releasing a video talking about the future of Planetside.
Hmm.
It's a pretty broad topic. But
Yeah.
yeah, I need to bring out some content to keep growing. So
Mm-hmm. Oh,
actually,
look forward to it.
I've got somebody asked me to add him to the friend list called Faber1 is better than serious gaming. So
Oh,
I think I need to live up to that name. No,
throw
just a
down the
joke.
gauntlet there, huh?
Yeah. Probably Sirius is a good guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him personally, so
Yeah. I mean, I've got my opinions on some of his videos, but generally, I have a favorable view of him.
yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
he's
what he does
he's
for the
working.
community is good. When he,
Yeah, he's working hard on those videos, definitely.
yeah, and also you don't visit Reddit, do you?
No.
Okay, but a lot of new players actually ask questions about what do I need to buy in the game, or how should I start playing the game? And what he does, he has actually his own format created with actually all the basic questions with an answer. And
That's
if he
good.
sees like a new threat coming up, he answers directly with his whole copy paste of him actually explaining the game basically. So I think he is a person that can help the community a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
he's got dedication. There's absolutely no question about that.
no. But okay, thanks for being here today, guys. I wish you a very good evening or very good day, and I will see you next week.